Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Back in St. Louis, moments away from the opening kickoff. Downstairs to Tony Siragusa. Goose.
Thanks, Kenny. Today I'm really excited. Two defensive coordinators that are completely on opposite sides of the spectrum. For the Dallas Cowboys, Rod Marinelli, old school. He's all about reading your keys and just staying on fundamentals. On the other side, St. Louis, Greg Williams. I'm going to call him the gambler. High risk, high reward. When they work, he can paralyze an offense, but when it doesn't, huge plays for that team.
All right, Goose, Jason Garrett in his 5th season as Cowboys head coach, coming off the 16-point win over the Titans last week. Jeff Fisher's Rams, 2-point victory in Tampa. Rams have won the toss. They deferred each of the last 2 weeks, allowed opening possession scores, so the Rams elect to receive and will start from their own 20-yard line. It was a game-time decision at quarterback, but it will be Austin Davis making his 2nd consecutive start and his 2nd career start.
And I think he earned that right in his performance last week at Tampa Bay. And when we sat down with him on Friday, this is not too big for this young man. I mean, he's your 3rd quarterback. Sometimes you expect him to have an adjustment period, but he is very comfortable and very confident right now.
Sam Bradford out for the season. Sean Hill started week 1, suffered a thigh injury. He is the backup today. On 1st down, Davis hands off in a big hole for Zach Stacy, who picks up 12 yards and a St. Louis Rams 1st down.
And I think that's something that we'll see during the course of the game, leaning on Zach Stacy a little bit. But I got a feeling, Kenny, that they really want to test the cornerbacks for the Dallas Cowboys. So don't be surprised to see Austin Davis stretch the field with some big play opportunities.
Davis 22 of 29 at his 1st start last week, the win over the Bucs. 1st and 10 from the 32, off the play fake. Davis complete for the tight end Lance Kendricks out to the 36 for a gain of 4. Anthony Hitchens made the tackle. Cowboys without 2 starting linebackers today, Rolando McClain and Justin Durant.
Yeah, they start their 3rd consecutive different group of linebackers for the 3rd time this season. But this is a group that has exceeded expectations, in my opinion, up until this point. They have Orlando Scandrick back today. Not just his performance on the field, but his attitude that he brings to the defensive side.
Greg Watts in the backfield for St. Louis. 2nd down at 6. And this is Watts, rookie out of Tulsa. His 1st NFL carry, brought down after a gain of 1 by Bruce Carter. We mentioned the 2 linebackers out of the Cowboys lineup. Rams without starting wide receiver Tavon Austin and cornerback Jermaine Johnson.
And they'll have a couple of guys trying to fill that role for Tavon Austin, Trey Watts being one of them. But Rolando McClain, that's a big loss for Dallas. He's been playing really, really well the first 2 weeks, bringing some leadership to that defensive group.
3rd down and 5. Davis complete. This is Benny Cunningham, who stretches. And it looks like Cunningham does, in fact, pick up a Rams 1st down.
A little bit of hesitation by Anthony Hitchens out on the edge. You got to continue to run. You know, you've got to see where everything is. That hesitation allows Benny Cunningham to get that stretch for the 1st down.
Watts in the backfield, 2 tight ends set. Hendricks shifts into the backfield. On 1st down, the end around as the Rams get the ball into the hands of the former Titan Kenny Britt, and he gains 2.
And Kenny Britt has been a huge addition for the St. Louis Rams, and he's brought leadership and lead by example preparation style to this Rams offense. All these younger wide receivers are benefiting from having Kenny Britt being on their roster and in their group.
Kenny Britt, who Played for Jeff Fisher in Tennessee. Only one catch the first 2 weeks. Gained 2 yards on first down. Now on 2nd and 8 off the fake to Stacy. Davis hits Stacy out of the backfield. And he is into Cowboys territory. A first down for the Dallas 42.
Really nice job by that Rams offense, keeping that defense off balance. They had 8 guys in the box. Go to a little short pass on the outside. Really struggling right now, Darryl, with the tackling for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that Rod Marinelli, the defensive coordinator, talked to us about, something he was pleased with through the first 2 weeks, but can't be happy at the start of this game. We've seen a couple of runs right now by Zach Stacy where he's made people miss.
Defensive coordinator Rod Marinelli following the 14-yard pickup by Stacy. From the Cowboys 42, it is Stacy. Works his way down to the 38-yard line. Into 4, Terrell McClain made the tackle.
Well, that doesn't look very pretty right there, but it puts you in 2nd and 6. And Tony, you talk about it all the time. That is such a challenging down and distance for a defense to be in.
You have no idea what they're going to come out with. I mean, these days, obviously, on any down, they can come out with anything. But 2nd and 6, now you're guessing as a defensive lineman. Do you go and you put your nickel in? Do you go and have your base in? You're looking for a run, pass. Let's see what they do here.
On 2nd and 6, this is Watts. Trey Watts, the Cowboys 34. So will be 3rd down and 2.
I like the start of this drive. A lot of different things for the Dallas defense to think of. Tony mentioned some of the misdirection, some play action, some straight power run. Brian Schottenheimer doing a nice job calling against Rod Marinelli's defense right now.
Bryant. 9th play of the drive for the Rams offense. High snap. The toss to Watts. And he picks up a first down. For the Rams again, able to move the chains as Watts gains 9 to the Cowboys 25.
Yeah, soft edges on this Dallas defense right now, Darryl.
Yeah,
Rams are really not holding up their corner.
And you got to kind of know who's in the backfield right now. If Trey Watts is in there, there's going to be a different style of play that's going to happen. This is your speed. Get him on the perimeter as quick as you can. You saw the toss right away to the outside. Had the defense outflanked immediately.
Yeah, that offensive line's doing a great job of getting to the 2nd level on those linebackers.
Now you got Zach Stacy. Now you got a shift. You got a fullback and Zach Stacy. Think power.
Off the fake to Stacy. Davis rolling right and then throws it away. Under pressure from Bruce Carter.
Just very impressed with him. You can see just right there in the picture. Look how calm he is. Impressed with his meetings on Friday, and the environment down in Tampa Bay was very impressed. And he talked to us about what happened in Minnesota. Listen, I didn't get any reps during the practice week because there were some issues from communication, and I don't think people understand, getting that play in from the sideline through your headset, getting that out in the huddle, coordinating everything at the line of scrimmage. If you haven't done that during the course of the week, that is very challenging to step in and do it on Sunday. He cleaned up all his issues from week 1, getting ready for week 2.
From the shotgun, quick release. It is Chris Gibbons who stumbles ahead. He was marked down at the 20. So Gibbons gains 5. Davis started the 2nd half in the opener against the Vikings, replaced Sean Hill, and then received most of the reps last week prior to the game against his favorite team as a youngster. The Tampa Bay Bucks made his first start against Tampa Bay. Now 3rd down and 5. Cunningham in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Davis on 3rd down. Nice soft touch. And the catch is made for a first down by Austin Pettis.
That's just a great formation design and play call by Brian Schottenheimer, because you're going to get Austin Pettis on Bruce Carter in the linebacker situation. He's on the outside, so he's going to work down inside on the motion. And that's just not fair right there. He's got him outflanked immediately. That's a breakdown in coverage. That's somebody not recognizing what's happening at the snap. And what an impressive drive for the Rams to start this game.
7 different Rams have touched the football on this drive. 13th play, and Stacy up the middle. Stacy Stopped just shy of the goal line at the 1.
That word that we always talk about, Tony, efficiency. This has been such an efficient drive with all the different things they have thrown at the Dallas defense. You can see the plays, the time that this has consumed to open the game. They're sending a message. One of the things that this Dallas defense has done well because of their offense has not been on the field long. This is a challenge for them on this opening drive.
Rams send in an extra blocker, number 61, Tim Barnes. And a penalty marker. Looks like the Cowboys may have had an extra man on the field.
Haven't been able to slow him down with 11, Kenny.
12 men in formation on the defense. Replay first down.
Them big guys are hard to sneak on the field without somebody seeing, Daryl.
I'm very surprised by this opening drive by the Rams, Tony.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, you've got your third quarterback in. He played well last week, but I've been impressed with Dallas's defense through the first 2 weeks.
Here is Stacy, looks to go over the top. And he is stopped. Anthony Hitchens.
Exactly what the defense is supposed to do. All the defensive linemen stay low, try and penetrate. Watch how low these guys get right here. Linebackers over the top. There goes Stacy. Linebackers, boom. Stop him right there when his feet aren't on the ground. He has no power. That's how it's supposed to be done on the goal line.
Good job by Cameron Lawrence, 53. And Anthony Hitchens meeting him and pushing him back.
3rd and goal. Davis. Looking end zone. He throws. Touchdown. Lance Kendricks.
Well, this is just a great example of the confidence that Austin Davis has at the start of this game. This is covered very well. This is a high-risk reward. If he is off on this throw, you got a potential for a long pick 6. Lance Kendricks coming off the spot right there. And that's pretty tight coverage right there, thrown to a good spot, good footwork to get inside. Again, you've got a tight end versus a defensive end in play action on the goal line. Good play design, understanding the coverage scheme of the Dallas Cowboys to create that mismatch.
An 8-minute, 50-second drive by the St. Louis Rams. Greg Zuerlein adds the extra point. Davis hitting Kendricks. 7-0 St. Louis. That impressive opening drive by the Rams. Here's Lance Kendricks. 15 plays, 80 yards. First touchdown pass in the NFL for Austin Davis.
What an impressive drive. Those are numbers you do not see very often. It's so hard to be consistent for 15 plays to take the ball down the field without committing a mistake.
Wayne Harris on the return for the Cowboys. Harris out across the 20. Trey Watts made the tackle on special teams. Put that football up on the mantle, Austin Davis. First NFL touchdown pass. Seven 0 lead for the Rams. Tony Romo and the Cowboys start from the 22-yard line. Romo 3-0 in his career against St. Louis. DeMarco Murray in the backfield, leading rusher in the league over the first 2 weeks. Takes the handoff from Romo, and Murray leads out to the 30-yard line for a gain of 8.
You know, Tony Romo has really kind of carried this team for several years now. And, you know, talking to Jason Garrett, you know, they've placed a lot of burden, a lot of responsibility on him. You know, with him and his health situation right now, it's time for the other 10 guys on the field with him to take some of that burden away from him. That's why it's critical to have success, continued success in this run game.
Three receivers set. 2nd down and 2 off the fake to Murray. Romo's pass is caught for a first down by Des Bryant. And we head to Los Angeles for a game break. Kurt But Chip Kelly's offense does not get an opportunity. Special team score for the Eagles. After the good start for the Redskins, as DeMarco Murray is forced back by William Hayes.
Sometimes if the hole isn't there, Dal, you just got to go and stay with it.
Yeah, don't want to make something out of nothing to get yourself behind the chains, and it's all about this run game, and this group up front has done a tremendous job. Now, they've had success in the past. I mean, obviously, we've talked about DeMarco Murray and his success against the Rams. They had a big day against the Ravens a couple of years ago. The question is, do they stay with it? Do they continue to find that balance between run-pass?
Loss of 4. Lance Dunbar now shifts into the slot. Cowboys empty the backfield, second down at 14. Wide open over the middle is Jason Witten. And Witten looks to have a first down out to the 48.
And that's a nice little change-up right there, because talking to the Ram defenders, you know, they've got Tony Romo broken down and distance, second and long situations. They're looking at Cole Beasley and Des Bryant. In that situation, he goes to Jason Witten.
I like how Jason goes and secures his ball. Look at him, 2 hands on it. Tight to the body.
Murray in the backfield. James Haddis shifting. Quick release. It's Bryant. Oh, the stiff arm. Janoris Jenkins. Bryant down after a gain of 2.
And the Rams are going to have to get some issues fixed. They have struggled against the run at the start of the season. Week 1, it was Cordell Patterson. 3 carries from the wide receiver position for over 100 yards. Last week, Bobby Rainey filling in for Doug Martin goes for 144. They've got to get better with their fits. They've got to tackle better if they're going to have success shutting down that run this afternoon.
Witten split wide to the right. Empty backfield once again, second down and 9. Throws, and the catch is made at the 45-yard line by Bryant. It's his 3rd reception, battling some shoulder issues over the past week.
Yeah, but he's a competitor. You're never going to question his passion and his desire to be out there on the field. And I really think that this style benefits him. You saw his numbers last week, 10 catches for over 100 yards, even with that ball control style really featuring DeMarco Murray.
That's what happens to those receivers when you start running the ball. They want the ball too, so they're going to catch everything in the area.
Play clock at 2. 3rd down and 4. Romo looking. Now he dumps it off. And it's a first down, and then Murray loses the football. Cody Davis falls on it. 3rd fumble in 3 games, all in the first quarter, committed by Murray.
Yeah, Jason Garrett talked to DeMarco Murray last week, told him, listen, I'm counting on you for 30 carries during the course of this game, but we've got to hold on to that ball. You can see it get away from his body as he's going to the ground.
Gateway Arch here in St. Louis. DeMarco Murray to the sidelines. He lost only 3 fumbles in his career prior to this season. He's lost 1 in each of his first 3 games. So the Rams go back to work from the 35-yard line as Davis airs it out. Pass intended for Britt.
Go back and take a look at this. Obviously, one of the first things that's going to jump at you, a missed call by the official, Janoris Jenkins, on the trip right here, should have been called. But watch as the hand gets below the elbow, and that's what they've been working on with DeMarco Murray, is keeping that wrist above the elbow, and that means you're pulling the ball up to your chest. As you're going to the ground, the one thing you can't allow to happen is for that wrist to get below your elbow, because that means the ball is coming off the body. Right now, I think he's just thinking about it too much. Left hand, right hand, squeeze this, squeeze that. He's got to just start running with the football if he gets another opportunity.
On 2nd and 10, Rams set up the screen. It's Stacy who picks up a first down. Zach Stacy to the Cowboys. 47, a 17-yard pickup.
Man, the Rams run this screen to the left side beautifully. Nobody's in a rush. They completely fooled the whole defensive line. They caught them all upfield.
Look at all those big bodies, Tony. They don't even have anybody to block. They don't know what to do. And this is a confident offense right now, because what do? You come out on this series and you take a shot down the field. You're trying to get over the top and have a big play because you're confident you're going to come back on second down and do something productive.
Markey shifts into the backfield. First and 10, 48-yard line, and Stacy. And Stacy pushes his way forward down to the 43. Gain of 5.
Right now, they're just kind of draping themselves over Zach Stacy. He's carrying tacklers 2-3 yards downfield. Somebody's got to step up and Phil Holt put a hit on this running game.
60 yards in all for Stacy. Second down and 5. Davis lobs one up to the tight end, Jared Cook. 2 flags have been thrown. Cook makes it to the Dallas 13-yard line.
Well, I'm gonna guess right now that this is kind of an offensive pass interference type of a pick play, and it's going to be a special play.
Pass interference. Number 83. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
So this is a special play. This is something that you've created because of something you've seen from the Dallas defense. Now, Brian Quick has to understand, Brian Schottenheimer has told him during the course of the week, you cannot make contact with the receiver, and he does it. I mean, you've got to be able to sell that and be an actor. It's something you saw. Everybody's going to be excited in the huddle when the play comes in, and you've just got to execute it. Just go down and get in the way. Don't initiate contact.
Erases the 30-yard pass play. Now second and 15 as time winds down here in the first quarter. Cunningham to the 49. So the Rams won the toss, elected to receive. They drove 15 plays, 80 yards for a touchdown, and then forced a turnover. Rams on the move once again, leading the Cowboys 7-0. The Cowboys defense last week in Nashville on the field for a little under 19 minutes. Look at the time of possession in the first quarter for the Rams today.
Yeah, they're over halfway there. That looks like just a flip from what Dallas did last week. St. Louis taking a page out of their game plan, over 100 yards in the first quarter.
We start the second quarter, 3rd and 13 as Davis fires downfield. It's Brian Quick for a Rams touchdown. 51 yards.
Yeah, they felt very confident in this, and I think that Morris Claiborne is the guy they targeted. They felt that they could get one of their big guys on him, whether it was Kenny Britt or Brian Quick. It's going to be Brian Quick. The release, there's no contact at the release. He's going to run right by you. Morris Claiborne is already in a trail position. That is played very poorly in that situation. One-on-one, no help, and you let Brian Quick get on top of you after 7 yards.
Greg Sherline with the extra point. There's Claiborne. Davis, second touchdown pass today. $14-0 lead for the Rams. Austin Davis looking to celebrate with his offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer.
Now, we get caught up in all the X's and O's, but at its core, football is a game of emotion.
That's right. You remember those feelings, right, Darryl?
Oh, man. I'd love to see that. I absolutely love to see that.
2 Rams possessions, 2 touchdowns. 51 yards. Davis to Quick. Marco Murray, the NFL's leading rusher, who had the ball knocked loose by Alec Ogletree on the Cowboys' first possession, his 3rd fumble this season. Cowboys start from the 20 on first down. It's Romo. He fires downfield, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver, Terrence Williams.
Missed an opportunity there. He's got Terrence Williams behind the defender, and that one kind of drifts to the sideline. Everything looks good there. He doesn't have the pressure. You can see him try to evade the hit right at the very end. But here, what Dallas has to do right now is don't abandon your game plan. If you truly want to be balanced, there's going to be situations during the course of the game that are going to be tempting for you to go more pass at 14-0, but you're still early in the second quarter.
A give to Murray, and he is wrapped up in the backfield by Robert Quinn.
That's an interesting play call. I don't know what happened to the guys up front, because on a draw play, it looked like the linemen were blocking screen. You had three of the big guys up front moving out to the left side.
Yeah, we talked about Greg Williams being the big gambler. Tell you what, he's been very conservative up to now. His front four just rushing the passer, linebackers not really sending anybody. It's working.
Cowboys lose 3 running plays. They've lost yardage on 2. They're down at 12. Romo under pressure, dumps it off. And down at the 24-yard line is Murray, so Dallas will punt it away. They go 3 and out.
One thing they could not have was a 3 and out in this situation, as much as their defense has been on the field. And watch the play by E.J. Gaines. There's an opportunity for a block on the outside from Terrence Williams. He does not get that done, and E.J. Gaines is the one that disrupts the run after the catch for DeMarco Murray.
Chris Jones waiting back at his 10. Austin Pettis deep for the Rams.
That is not a good punt.
It will be marked. There is a flag. Marked at the 43-yard line. Officials get together. Clete Blakeman, our referee.
During the kick, holding on the receiving team number 20. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, St. Louis.
That's LaMarcus Joyner. Good stand for the Rams defense. They lead by 14. Rams with a 14-0 lead. First 2 games, only 1 touchdown for St. Louis. Today, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Davis hands it off on first down. It's Cunningham. Gain of 2 out to the 35-yard line. There is Orlando Scandrick, who rejoined the Cowboys this week. Stedman Bailey on the other side with the Rams. The NFL and the Players Association reached an agreement on wide-ranging improvements to their policy on performance-enhancing substances. There's Bailey. And the discipline of the 3 players has been adjusted. Scandrick, Bailey, and Wes Welker of the Broncos. They all return today. Out to the 40, it is Cunningham setting up a 3rd down and 3. Barry Church made the tackle.
This Rams offensive line continuing to control the line of scrimmage.
They're just getting a huge push up front, just staying on their blocks. One thing Dallas defensive line is not doing is shedding the blocks and making the tackle.
I mean, we're getting first contact, Tony, 3-4 yards down the field. The way they've managed 3rd down, that opening drive just a little over 3 yards to go. Kind of that exact same situation here.
And they've been perfect, Darryl. 5 for 5 are the Rams on 3rd down. 3rd down and 3. Davis throws, and it's the tight end Cook. Garrett Cook has a Rams first down, make it 6 for 6.
That's a nice catch by Jared Cook. Kind of down near the shoe tops. Big man going in motion. Just running a simple flat route. Actually a little bit better location than I thought. I thought it was down closer to the shoes.
Austin Davis now 9 of 11. New set of downs for the Rams, who lead 14-0. Davis moving to his right. Again, a nice touch. It's Kendricks. Lance Kendricks into Cowboys territory. Gain of 7.
They're doing such a good job on first and second down. We talked about how they're really staying ahead of the change with manageable third down situations. The only one that was difficult was the big touchdown pass to Brian Quick. But Brian Schottenheimer right now calling a really nice game on first and second down and allowing Austin Davis to stay in manageable third down situations.
Davis has spread the ball around, 7 different receivers. He's hit on 10 of his first 12 attempts. This is Cunningham, and last week, in his first start against Tampa, Davis completed 76% of his pass attempts, highest completion percentage in a starting debut since Aaron Rodgers back in 2008.
Well, he was phenomenal in all those critical areas. I mean, a quarterback rating of over 104 on third down, a quarterback rating of over 107 in the fourth quarter, and you can see the start that he's got today. He's following that right up from last week.
Walk-on at Southern Miss. He was number 6 on the depth chart there. Rams perfect on third down today. They must get to the 46, 3rd and 3. Off the fake, it is Kendricks, and he is close. Bruce Carter on the tackle. It will depend on the spot.
He's played quite a bit this afternoon. Quick releases by the tight ends out to the flat.
Keep an eye on our yellow line is unofficial.
From there, it looked like he came up just a little bit short.
Here come the chains. Just short.
That yellow line looks pretty good to me, Darryl.
I think this is a big call for Jeff Fisher and Brian Schottenheimer right now. You've absolutely controlled the game. Are you going to be aggressive and go for it here and abandon kind of the field position thought process? You know, in the first half of the game, you've really controlled the line of scrimmage up until this point. The offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, you keep the momentum going with getting a first down right here. I'd say go for it. Everybody has confidence. The offensive line, we've seen them pushing the line of scrimmage.
I say go for it, but if you're going to go for it, get up and do it on a quick count. Don't try and get up there and delay and throw them off sides.
Two tight ends set. This is Cunningham. And he picks up the first.
Yeah, I like that. And we're going to go for it on fourth down. And there's specialty situations that you've practiced during the course of the week. You know what your favorite fourth down play is going to be. So when it comes into the huddle, all right, let's go run this play. I like the fact that it was on a quick cadence. They committed to the decision, and then they committed to a play that they're very good at executing.
So the Rams fail for the first time on third down, now 6 for 7, but pick up the first down on the fourth down run. The Rams have run 27 plays, the Cowboys just 10. Terrific balance. From the 44 on first down, it is Cunningham. Gains a couple down to the 42-yard line.
One of the big benefits of how Dallas played last week was the fact that this defense was not on the field long, and they're trying to establish their identity and overcome a very, very challenging season in 2013. You don't want them on the field for extended periods of time, and you can see how St. Louis has just controlled the entire flow of the game up until this point.
Second down at 8. This is the tight end, Cook. And Cook takes it down to the 41-yard line. J.J. Wilcox, the tackle.
Yeah, how athletic are you as a tight end in this offense? Athletic enough to get an end around called to you. I mean, you don't see very many tight end arounds.
Got that long stride on him.
Fourth play of the drive for the Rams. Third down and 8. Stacy in the backfield. Davis on 3rd and 8 with time, and then he looks to dump it off. Pass intended for Austin Pettis.
Well, this is a nice job by J.J. Wilcox, your safety for the Dallas Cowboys, because I think Chris Givens beats Morris Claiborne right at the line of scrimmage. That's where Austin Davis wanted to go, and that's why that was such an, I guess for lack of a better description, Kenny, poor throw as he started to check the ball down. He really wanted to get up over the top, but J.J. Wilcox recognized that and got over there to take that away.
So now the Rams send out punting unit Johnny Hecker. Wade Harris back deep. Inside the 20. Clear catch called for by Harris. Tony Romo and the Cowboys offense trailing by 2 touchdowns. $14-0 Rams. Cowboys will start from their 18-yard line, and the Rams have sent in their 4 backup defensive linemen.
Yeah, you've got that defensive line rotation to keep those bodies fresh. You've got that second group across the board up front. If Dallas wants to tinker with some deep ball throws, good opportunity here with that group.
On first down, it is Murray. And he's wrapped up by Alec Ogletree, gain of 2.
And the longer the game starts to unfold along this path, the more difficult it's going to be to stay committed to that running game that was successful for them last week. This is a very critical drive to get points out of if you want to be able to maintain that balanced approach.
Marco Murray, 285 yards the first 2 weeks. 3 yards on the ground for Murray so far today. Second down and 8, it's Murray. Tries to cut it back inside, and he is bottled up. Gene Sims, and then Ethan Westbrooks came over to help out, no gain.
We've talked about how well St. Louis is doing a good job of managing third down. Dallas is not. They're getting caught in a lot of third and longs. Those are not situations you want to be in, especially when you've got a good defensive front.
Yeah, first down is crippling them, man. You can't just get 2 yards on first down. It makes it too hard for a coordinator to go and pick and choose of what he wants to do. Let's see with Greg Williams, he brings some heat right now.
Third down and 8. Cowboys must get to the 28-yard line. Pass is picked off by Janoris Jenkins. He's in for the Rams touchdowns.
Tony Romo saw on the outside here, because Janoris Jenkins absolutely baited him into this throw and had a tremendous jump down here at the bottom. Watch him. He's playing off, and then as soon as Des Bryant puts his foot in the ground, he is accelerating to get in front of that pass.
Greg Williams brought the heat. 3 linebackers came right up the middle, and Tony Romo felt it. That's why he felt like he had to get rid of the ball.
4th career touchdown for Jenkins, tied an NFL rookie record 2 seasons ago with 3 interception returns for touchdowns. Second Dallas turnover of this first half. 21-0 St. Louis.
Started from the bottom, not a whole team.
Tony Romo picked off by Janoris Jenkins, returned it 25 yards. For a Rams touchdown. It is now 21-0 St. Louis. Rams have scored 14 points off the 2 Dallas turnovers. Wade Harris back deep for the Cowboys. Harris takes a knee. Cowboys start at the 20.
Well, when I've coached my son's team, I've told the boys there's a difference between getting beat and losing. And right now, the Dallas Cowboys are losing this game because of these turnovers. The fumble that led to a touchdown, the interception for the pick 6. The margin for errors are small in the NFL, and you can't have the mistakes that cost you the games. There are also going to be some situations where you face a better team just from a talent standpoint, and you could get beat. There's a big difference, and right now in this first half, Dallas is beating themselves along with the St. Louis Rams having a nice afternoon.
Cowboys have turned it over twice on their last 7 offensive plays. On first down, it's Murray. Looks to pass it to the outside, and Alec Ogletree is right there to make the tackle.
And the biggest difference I'm seeing from the St. Louis Rams defense right now is that fit. We talked about they needed to improve with their fits and with their tackling. When DeMarco Murray has had his big days against the Rams, it has been on the edge like that run right there. There hasn't been contained. There's been a direct path that he can go square his shoulders and then get pointed downfield. They're doing a nice job of extending it to the outside and making sure all the gaps are full.
6 carries for Murray today, Darrell. 3 have been for negative yardage. Second down and 13. Pass is caught by Cole Beasley. And Beasley takes it up to the 27, setting up a third down and 3.
Hey, when you're down 21, the one thing you want to do is just try and get something positive created as an offense. The one thing you cannot allow to happen is to have your defense coming back out onto the field after this series right here. If you don't convert, you just baby steps to get this confidence back.
Cowboys have gone 10 yards their last 9 plays. Third down and 3. Romo sets up, and the pass is caught by Witten for a first down out of the 36. Gain of 9.
Just anything positive, anything to build on, to get some momentum back to the offensive side of the ball.
Hey, start with a first down.
Absolutely.
You know, we've been talking a lot about DeMarco Murray and what he's done to this Rams team. And I think they came out here and said, listen, we're going to stop DeMarco Murray. Right now, I think this offense has got to go and say, listen, we got to go and pass the ball downfield to help the running game.
And here is Murray, his best run of the day. DeMarco Murray picks up a first down. And you're right, Goose. His 2 best games have come against St. Louis. 253 and 175. He gains 13 there.
And we've talked about them doing a nice job with contain, but here they don't. They lose it. It's going to wind back. You're going to have a nice lane for that cutback right there. There's nobody down to fill on the backside. Rodney McLeod late getting in there as secondary support.
He better hold on to that ball. He didn't cover those points. It almost looked like it was going to come out again.
From the 49 on first down, it is Murray. And he picks up another first down and more. Spinning down to the Rams, 31. So back-to-back carries, 14 and now 21 yards for Murray.
And this is going to look exactly the same as the previous play. Watch the bend. You get everybody running up front. You allow DeMarco Murray to pick his spot. There is no backside fill. Robert Quinn up the field a little bit too high, Tony.
Yeah, Jason Witten does a good job of locking on the backside and opening up holes on the right and left of him.
From the 31, again it is Murray. And this time he's brought down by T.J. McDonald.
Yeah, instead of getting that wide zone play, now they're kind of back to the inside zone play. It wasn't working out on the perimeter, but that's where all their big plays have come against the Rams in the past. Now they've kind of shortened that to the inside zone, so you're not as far outside.
One thing I'm seeing right now is the Rams secondary getting a little too involved in that run game. Good time for a play action. Not going to happen here, though.
Second down and 5. Romo steps up, and now he throws. Hard hit is laid by Rodney McLeod on Jason Witten.
And this is the area right here where I think you see the Tony Romo we're not used to seeing as he's stepping up. There's that sudden move. Protection breaks down, and I've got to climb up in the pocket, and then to have that throw where you're not throwing from a good platform.
Third down and 5. Three receivers set. Beasley in the slot. Dunbar in the backfield.
Then you get one-on-one on the outside with Dez.
Cowboys must get to the 21. Romo to the end zone. There is a flag. Cole Beasley, the intended receiver.
That's a good decision by Tony Romo. They actually ran T.J. McDonald out over the top to help out on Dez Bryant.
That clearance Defense, number 20. Foul in the end zone by Rule while he plays the 1-yard line. First down, Dallas.
That's on LaMarcus Joyner, the second-round pick out of Florida State.
You could have got LaMarcus Joyner or Rodney McLeod. Either or.
Yeah.
Cowboys send in the fullback, Tyler Klutz.
He's been out there before, Kenny. He was out there earlier.
He's out now on 1st and goal. This is Murray with Klutz leading the way, and he's in for a Cowboys touchdown.
Impressive drive by the Cowboys right there, finding the play, finally finding that running play that was giving the Rams some issues with their fits. DeMarco Murray able to break off a couple of big runs, get that confidence, get that momentum back.
Third touchdown of the season for Murray. And Bailey adds the extra point. Cowboys are on the board. DeMarco Murray into the end zone. 21-7, St. Louis. DeMarco Murray into the end zone for the Cowboys. An 8-play, 80-yard drive after the Cowboys turned it over twice on their first 3 possessions.
Good bounce back drive. Got to have something positive. Now, what is the defense going to do? The defense has got to come out. They've been on the field a lot here in the first half, but that was a good drive by the Cowboys offense to give them an opportunity to get rested, get refocused. Can they come out and have a stand here and maybe get this offense the ball back one more time before halftime?
Rams will start from their 20, leading by 14. Week 3 continues later today on CBS, and for some of you on Fox, then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC, and tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. What a start for Austin Davis today.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But you know, not really surprising, Kenny. You know, we sat down with him Friday. We all walked away impressed with him. He's a great story. And it's so refreshing to meet somebody as young and excitable as Austin Davis is.
Off the fake to Cunningham. Pass is caught and taken out to the 24-yard line by Jared Cook. The ex-Ram George Selby made the tackle, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning here in St. Louis. Austin Davis in his second NFL start. Tony Romo with a pick, return for a score. Rams lead by 14. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Rams with a 21-7 lead as Davis hands it off to Cunningham. And Benny Cunningham picks up the first down. Gain of 7.
You know, we talked about Rod Marinelli and this Dallas defense and the fundamentally sound and how he works on all the fundamentals every week. At some point, he might want to take a little bit of a play or so out of Greg Williams' book and bring a little bit of heat, something I haven't seen Dallas do. They need to go and force a turnover or do something to slow this offense down.
Rod Marinelli without some key cogs, missing 2 starting linebackers, plus Sean Lee, plus Anthony Spencer. Pass is caught by Cook for another Rams first down. Young linebackers on the field for the Cowboys.
Yeah, and they're, the St. Louis Rams are exploiting that right now. I agree with Tony right now. You've been here through the whole first half. St. Louis has controlled the line of scrimmage. What you were utilizing coming in as a game plan needs to be tinkered with a little bit right now.
Penalty flag. As the pass is knocked down, there are 2 flags.
Wow, there's the play, Tony. There's an opportunity for a huge play at this stage, and Jeremy Mincey drops an interception that was right in his hands.
First time I saw them bring the pressure that they did. And, could have had a nice turnover right there. But you said, Darley, when you have your opportunities, you got to go and make them capitalize on them.
Yeah, you bring the pressure from the other side, drop your left defensive out into that little zone check down area.
There are fouls against both teams on the play. Illegal formation. Off number 83 was covering up the tight end. Holding defense number 54. Those penalties will offset. Will replay first down.
Ryan Quick and Bruce Carter. So now 58 seconds on the clock. Rams have all 3 timeouts. Davis today 13 of 16. 2 touchdowns. 4 receivers set. Cunningham the lone back. Davis on first down. He throws at a bit of miscommunication. Chris Gibbons, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 with 53 seconds.
Well, the Cowboys defense did exactly what Tony said. They brought pressure, but it was picked up well by St. Louis, and an opportunity for play at the outside. Chris Gibbons slips at the top of that route, throws the timing off.
Still, I think it's still beneficial for them to keep it going like that, because you can't have Austin Davis feeling comfortable in that pocket. He's just he's too dangerous right now.
Davis on 2nd and 10. Davis over the top to the 44-yard line of the Cowboys. It's Kenny Britt. Rams use their first timeout following the 9-yard pickup. What's coming up on the Visa halftime? Kurt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, Brian Hoyer and the Browns looking to keep the magic going against the Ravens. The Bolts battle the Bills in Buffalo, and Eli Manning and the Giants look for their first win of the season. It's all coming up on the Visa halftime.
Thanks, Kurt. We send our condolences to the Barones family, the Bradshaw family, following the passing of Rob Barones in an auto accident last night. He played 6 years for Jeff Fisher in Tennessee and was the son-in-law of our colleague Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, very tragic situation happening last night, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all the families.
Broke into the league under Jeff Fisher. 3rd down and 1. Watts drifting in the backfield. Brahman with the snap. And the Cowboys have recovered.
Amazing what happens when you bring a couple guys up on the line of scrimmage and you threaten them with a blitz.
I knew you were going to love that, Tony.
Intimidation, Dal, intimidation. Here they are all up on the line of scrimmage. You see Bruce Carter right there.
Yeah, Scott Wells never got it back. I don't know what happened.
And then it was
happy about that.
Henry Melton recovered for the Cowboys. So Scott Wells, the former Pro Bowler, 11-year veteran, unable to get the ball to the quarterback, Austin Davis. So the Cowboys take over with 39 seconds remaining and all 3 timeouts. Cowboys empty the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Romo under pressure. Now he throws, looking for Cole Beasley.
Did a nice job here of extending this play. Stepped up a little bit. He sees Eugene Sims coming in, holds up and gets rid of the ball. I think some of the things you see, some of the decisions you can see right there, kind of grimacing a little bit. That's that situation. You know, that off-balance throw after he's pressed up in the pocket that gives him irritation in the back.
2nd and 10. Romo steps up and fires, and the catch is made for a first down by Witten. Cowboys use a timeout. 25 seconds on the clock, so after Dallas turned the ball over 2 times earlier in this first half, and the Rams able to convert it into 14 points. Now the Cowboys try and capitalize on the St. Louis turnover.
Well, you'll hear people talk about how difficult it is to win a game in the NFL every Sunday, and this is one of those reasons why. St. Louis has been in control the entire first half, and all of a sudden, in the last 5 minutes, Dallas they have the potential to make it 21-14, 21-10 going in at halftime, and that's a huge boost of confidence for a team that's played very, very poorly the majority of the first half here.
And the Cowboys will get the ball first in the second half as well.
Absolutely. You just continue to build on that momentum that you established at the end of the first half.
Cowboys now with 2 timeouts remaining. Empty backfield, 1st and 10 from the Rams 40. And Romo got ready for the snap, able to complete the pass to Des Bryant, and he's spun around by James Laurinaitis after a gain of 3, and the Cowboys now use their 2nd timeout.
A lot of hand signals going on out here, Darryl.
Yeah, in that situation, Tony, you know, you're throwing the quick screen. You're probably going to get tackled on the field of play. You're going to burn another timeout. When you've got the timeouts, I like utilizing the middle of the field. And this is one of those plays that's it's more on the outside, but it's not going to give you an opportunity to get out of bounds. Not a fan of that last call of the change at the huddle there, at the line of scrimmage.
The receivers, the tight ends, everybody was looking for the signal. They were giving signals back to Tony Romo on that last play.
Got a look at Scott Linehan, former head coach here in St. Louis, on the Cowboys sideline. 2nd down and 7 from the Rams 37. Dallas with 1 timeout. Romo on 2nd down, spins away from trouble, now throws it, it's dropped by Beasley. There is a flag back at the 45-yard line.
Could have been a late hit on Romo.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, 97. Low to the head of the quarterback. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Yeah, I don't think it was a real late hit, but it was a hit that Tony Romo said. Let's take a look at it right here. Eugene Sims right there just at the end. Tony Romo gets a hit right on the head. Watch it right here. I don't know.
More on the shoulder.
There was more on the shoulder than the head, but they got to go stick with it now.
We heard from Clete Blakeman. Low to the head was the call. Eugene Sims. So the Cowboys now in field goal range. They have 1 timeout, 13 seconds on the clock. Romo steps up, dumps it off to Murray. And Murray is tackled at the 12. And now the Cowboys with 5 seconds remaining will use their final timeout.
Yeah, and I think they're inside that safe zone. Yeah, they're going to have to send the field goal team out here because you get inside 6 seconds, anything can happen, and you're going to lose an opportunity to even have your field goal attempt. So
without that penalty call, it would have been a 55-yard attempt had the Cowboys not gained any more yardage. Let's check in with Mike Pereira. Mike, your opinion on that last call, the blow to the head.
Mike's still looking at it right now.
All right, we'll check back in with Mike. Our apologies. Here's Dan Bailey. This will be a 29-yard attempt. He's hit on 26 in a row. So Bailey ties a franchise record. Chris Poniol back in '96, 27 consecutive successful field goals for Bailey. So the Cowboys with 10 points the last 2 minutes, 5 seconds. You saw Jeff Fisher with the signal to his shoulder, still talking about the penalty call moments ago on Eugene Sims.
Yeah, but just remember earlier in this half, we had the trip with Janoris Jenkins. So you're going to have some calls that happen, and we got Mike Pereira joining us now. Mike, comment on that call, the blow to the head on Tony Romo.
To me, it's got to be a blow to the head. The rule says it has to be forcible contact to the head. That's more of a glancing blow. I understand you want to protect the head, but do you have a solid blow here with forcible contact? You got the shoulder involved. To me, that's not enough for a foul. That's the one they're trying to stay away from calling.
And, Mike, there was a little bit of momentum built for this to maybe become a reviewable play in the future. Is that still something that the league is looking at?
Well, I think they'll continue to talk about that, but I think they're going to stay away from adding anything that involves judgment. You know, was it enough to be considered forcible? I'd rather see them get involved in things like, is it a face mask? Is it not a face mask? Is it a horse collar? Is it not a horse collar? Or you have either a grab of the mask or inside the collar on the horse collar. That I wouldn't mind seeing.
All right, thanks, Mike. And Jeff Fisher, of course, a key member of the NFL's competition committee. Jeff not happy with the call, leads to a field goal. 2 seconds remaining in the half. Rams had a 21-0 lead. Cowboys have scored the last 10 points. And the Cowboys will also get the ball first when we begin play in the second half.
That will be a huge series in reestablishing momentum, either positive momentum for the Dallas Cowboys offense or that Rams defense coming out and kind of putting an end to this last 2+ minutes where they were able to score 10 points at the end of the first half.
Great start for Austin Davis and the Rams offense. 2 touchdown passes for Davis. Cowboys turned the ball over twice and led to 14 Rams points. But the Cowboys come back late in the first half. It's a 21-10 St. Louis Rams lead.
And for the second week in the row, Jason Garrett has to make a kind of a difficult decision with DeMarco Murray. Put the ball down on the ground early in the first quarter. He did that last week against Tennessee. He decides to stay with him. He doesn't bring in one of the other running backs. He doesn't bring in Lance or Joseph, and it pays off on that big drive to get the momentum back.
So the Rams lead by 11. Time for...
It's a respect game. You gotta go get it. Ain't nobody gonna respect you if you don't make them.
Davis looking end zone. Touchdown. He loses the football. Pass is picked up. Rogers Jenkins is in for the Rams. Touchdown. We are back in St. Louis. We get set for the second half. First half numbers.
Well, and that's exactly what Jimmy Johnson was talking about. The points off turnover is the difference in the score of our game. St. Louis leads by 11 points, and those 11 points coming off that, and we had this at the end of the first half. Now, Des Bryant has a history of getting emotional on the sideline. Now, what is that emotion? Is it positive emotion, or is it divisive emotion? So we'll have to see what happens here at the start of the second half.
Let's check out today's excitement. Exciting start for the St. Louis Rams and their young quarterback, Austin Davis, making his second NFL start. 14 of 18, 2 touchdowns. One to Lance Kendricks, the other to Brian Quick. It was a game-time decision as to whether it would be Davis or Sean Hill, who started week 1 against the Vikings. Replaced at the half by Davis due to injury. Davis led the Rams to the win in Tampa last Sunday. Davis and the Rams lead the Cowboys by 11. Cowboys 10 late points in the second quarter, and they get the ball first. Taken out of the end zone from about 7 yards deep by Dwayne Harris, and he is out to the 17-yard line. So Tony Romo and the Cowboys offense out onto the field. Running game terrific over the first 2 weeks. Struggled early, but then some nice runs late in the second quarter by DeMarco Murray.
A little bit of life there on one of those late drives by DeMarco Murray. Looked like they got away from the outside zone, which is pressing the edges, and brought it a little bit more inside. That's why I'm excited to see what happens here on this opening series of the second half. You talked about those 10 late points. How does the Rams defense come out and take the field here, first drive of the second half?
Terrence Williams in motion from the 17-yard line on first down. It is Murray. Murray stays on his feet. Good second effort by DeMarco Murray out to the 23 for a gain of 6.
Got a chance to talk to Jason Garrett. He said, listen, we're going to stick with the run game, but we have to get some big plays. And how we got to do it is we got to win on the outside. When you saw Des Bryant not happy with what he's doing right now, I think Jason Garrett feels that they can go and win with him on the outside. Also talked to Jeff Fisher. Offensively, they want to run the ball too, and he said we need to get back in the same rhythm offensively that we had in the first quarter.
All right, thanks, Goose. Here is Murray on 2nd and 4. Down to the 25-yard line. Laurinaitis to tackle. It will be 3rd down and 2.
Couple of tough runs to start here in the second half by DeMarco Murray. Not a whole lot there, but he pushed the pile to get him into a nice 3rd down and 2 situation.
Remember, he gained only 1 yard on his first 6 carries combined. Play clock at 3. 3rd down and 2. Romo to the near side. And the catch is made for a 1st down by the tight end, Gavin Escobar. His first catch today, gain of 8.
And that's why it's difficult to stay committed to the run, Kenny. You talked about the first 6 rushes, only net 1 yard. You can become frustrated with that very quickly and move off the run. So, you know, Jason Garrett's comment, we're going to come out, we're going to stick to it here in the second half, shows that they are truly committed to it.
220 yards on the ground last week in the win over the Titans. Williams in motion. New set of downs for the Cowboys. Play action. Romo fires downfield, wide open, and taking it to the end zone is Des Bryant. 68 yards.
You run on 1st down, you run on 1st down, you run on 1st down. Now all of a sudden here comes Greg Williams with a run blitz. I'm going to fill every hole on the line of scrimmage and stuff this run. And it's play action, 2 guys down the field, maximum protection, and Rodney McLeod bites on a crossing route and turns Des Bryant loose behind him.
That's what time will do with you right there. Des Bryant, not happy in the first half with what he was doing, but just keep fighting, fighting, fighting. Comes up with a huge play right there, and Dal, you were dead right on. They put on that play action big time.
Bailey, the extra point. Bryant celebrates. Cowboys, 17 points. The last 4:19. Dallas Cowboys have scored on their last 3 possessions here in St. Louis. 68-yard touchdown pass, Romo to Bryant. Rams scored the first 21. Cowboys the last 17.
Let's go back and take a look at this play and see the design of it. Here's Terrence Williams right here. Now he's going to run a crossing route. As he comes out, he's going to come through here. Des Bryant's going deep. I'm trying to figure out what Rodney McLeod is doing. I want you to see him. He jumps that right there. Look at him jump this underneath route when he's playing the deep part of the field. And you've got number 88 kind of running at you. It's kind of like, you know what, I probably shouldn't be jumping that crossing route because I think this guy's going behind me.
That's probably one guy you want to go and cover.
Yeah, you don't really want to lose track of Des Bryant.
I think Goose at the back of the end zone was closer to Bryant than any of the Ram defenders.
I was, Kenny.
And now Austin Davis and the Rams back to work, and a diving attempt is made on 1st down by Kenny Britt.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Man, Kenny Britt turned it into another shifts in the gear right here, Darryl.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Tony.
No, he's going downfield. All of a sudden, he sees that ball. I mean, he just missed it.
He's behind everybody.
Yep.
Just off the outstretched fingertips.
Brett replaced by Stedman Bailey. 2nd and 10. Davis over the top, and Stacy. And Zach Stacy looks to have a Rams 1st down out at the 30.
Just good decisions by Austin Davis. And knowing where your check down is, a young quarterback, you hear it all the time, you know, your check down outlet is your friend. And sometimes you'll see young quarterbacks that get focused on check downs and their security routes that are underneath. And I really like watching Austin Davis play because he's down the field. You know, he wants that vertical throw down the field, but he always knows where his safety valve is.
Bailey in motion. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. It's Stacy who spins and gains 8.
He just did a pirouette. That wasn't even a spin. He wasn't even, nobody was even on him on that one. He's right in the hole. Let me just. Tell you what, if you look at the tackling right here. See how high Bruce Carter is right there? You can't be tackling the shoulder pads. You got to go and take him from the waist down. That's the only way you're going to stop a hard runner like this.
Now Trey Watts in the backfield for the Rams. Second down and 3. This is Watts. And Watts has a St. Louis first down. He was undrafted out of Tulsa. His father, the former University of Oklahoma and Canadian Football League quarterback, J.C. Watts, who was also a former U.S. congressman.
Well, he's going to be your big play guy right now. You know, Tavon Austin inactive today, and Jeff Fisher told us, you know, one of the ways we're going to make up for some of those snaps is getting Trey Watts out there. So in the running game, you've got Benny Cunningham, you've got Zach Stacy, physical downhill runners. You better know when 42 is in the backfield.
Extra blocker in, 73, Mike Person. Stacy in the backfield, off the fake. Davis in trouble, able to get rid of it, and it is quick. Davis was being chased by Kyle Wilber, makes the connection with Quick for a gain of 11.
That's an unbelievable throw on the run like that, Darryl.
Well, you're doing your play fake, Tony, and you see Kyle Wilber. Watch him come off the edge, number 51. Austin Davis knows that he's coming clean, and he's just running. This is a really well-thrown ball on the run.
Just got rid of it in time. Another Rams first down. 73, Person remains in, left side of the line. And running left is Stacy. Down to the Cowboys 40 for a gain of 5. We've talked about Austin Davis all afternoon, like Tony Romo, undrafted. So you have one quarterback, Davis, who broke many of Brett Favre's records in college, and the other, Romo, who first played quarterback growing up in Wisconsin at the age of 12 because he idolized Brett Favre.
Big impact today on two young guys. Well, Tony's not so young anymore, right?
Second down and 5. Younger than Brett.
Most of us are.
Now Davis fires, and the catch is made. It's Brett once again at the Cowboys' 24-yard line, a 16-yard connection.
I mean, everybody we talked to up here in St. Louis as we got ready for the game had nothing but great things to say about Kenny Britt and the impact that he's made on the young wide receiver group. And there's some names in there that you're not going to know a lot about, but the one that we asked about was Brian Quick. He's really kind of had that breakout season this year. Tremendous athleticism. I think everybody's been waiting for the type of season he's starting to have this year, and everybody said it's because of Kenny Britt's impact and influence on Brian Quick.
Britt shaken up on that last play, so he's gone to the sidelines. And the handoff goes to Stacy, who gains a couple down to the 23.
We've seen him go off the field a couple of times today during the course of the game. On the long pass right here at the start of this drive that he laid out and extended for, went over to the sideline. You can see him working on that shoulder. You wonder if he landed on it funny on that deep ball.
So Britt on the sidelines. Tight end Cook split wide to the right. Second down and 8. High snap. Davis complete. It's Kendricks. And Lance Kendricks is tackled at the 17-yard line by Kyle Wilber. Bruce Carter slow to get up. Cowboys already depleted at the linebacker position.
Unbelievably thin at the linebacker spot.
Sean Lee out for the year. No Rolando McClain, who played very well the first 2 weeks. Justin Durant also out today. Carter shaken up. We'll be back. Cowboys lose yet another linebacker. It's Bruce Carter. On the sidelines there is Keith Smith, rookie out of San Jose State, undrafted, who was activated from the practice squad yesterday. So Smith on the field, 3rd down and 3. 10th play of the drive for the Rams. Davis sets up and throws. It's Britt. Coming up to make the tackle is Skandrick. So Kenny Britt back on the field. That is good news for the Rams. And Skandrick making his season debut, coming up to make the tackle.
I mean, he may have been shaken up making that tackle on Kenny Britt.
Here come the chains. So Skandrick stopped Britt just short.
Well, we saw Jeff Fisher do this earlier in the game. A little bit even further out towards midfield. No hesitation going for it. Done again.
It would be a 29-yard field goal attempt. But Jeff Fisher will leave his offense out on the field in a 4-point game. Skandrick remains on the field. 4th and inches. Stacy in the backfield with Harkey. Harkey shifts. The handoff to Stacy, and he is bottled up. Anthony Hitchens, the rookie out of Iowa, coming up to make the 4th down stop.
That's a great aggressive play by Anthony Hitchens, finding his way through right away, not waiting, not allowing anybody to climb up to the linebacker level to get a hit on him. Just shoots the gap and makes the play in the backfield.
Hitchens with the big stop on 4th down. Cowboys take over. 4-point game. They've scored on their last 3 possessions. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Murray out to the 17.
Let's go back and take a look at the play call. Now, they're going to pull an offensive lineman, which I'm not a fan of in short yardage. I want you to watch. Davin Joseph is going to pull here, and that's going to allow Anthony Hitchens to kind of shoot that area. When you're 4th and that short, you know, I prefer shoulder to shoulder. Let's push the pile. When you pull a lineman, you open a gap, and that's asking a lot of Davin Joseph to be able to wrap that down block and be able to eye and block a linebacker who's shooting the gap.
Hey, you do not want penetration on a short yardage play.
2nd down and 9. Romo off the play fake. And the catch is made by Witten for a Cowboys 1st down out to the 30, gain of 13.
Good play fake by Tony Romo on this. Gets him out on the edge. He gets the defensive end to chase down inside.
Veteran move right there, Darryl. Once he has the ball and he sees that he's going to get hit, just go right down to the ground, right? The defenders hit each other.
We get wiser and wiser in our old age.
Protect the ball, get down. Ground is your friend.
4th catch for Witten today. Romo has completed his last 5 pass attempts. And now he takes a timeout.
Looked like he wanted Des Bryant to go on a motion across the formation. Couldn't get him. Tony Romo had to go and burn a timeout because of it.
With 5:34 remaining in this 3rd quarter here in St. Louis. Well, the Rams and the Cowboys join the NFL in celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. From players to coaches to owners to fans, many Latinos have left a lasting legacy on the league. Hear their stories by visiting NFL.com/Hispanic Heritage. Join us in celebrating the diversity of the NFL during Hispanic Heritage Month and all season long. Following the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Cowboys from their 30. Rams led 21-0. Cowboys with the last 17 points of the game. Bryant in motion. It's a toss to Murray. And Murray stays on his feet. 1st down and more. Down the sideline. Finally tripped up inside the Rams 30.
you know why they wanted Des Bryant in the motion right there. Looks like the same exact play, Darryl. To draw all the defenders over to the right. Little toss on the backside, little misdirection. Works out for Murray.
Yeah, it was nice. You're going to see that motion come through right here. It's going to impact the defense, and then you get the quick flip, go in the opposite direction. And I tell you what, DeMarco Murray is sneaky fast. Alec Ogletree looked like he was going to be able to close that gap, and DeMarco Murray just pulled away from it.
And he got tricked up by his own center. Downfield, Travis Frederick. After a gain of 44 yards. First carry of the day for Joseph Randall, who takes it inside the 20 for the Rams 19 for a gain of 7.
Well, I tell you, this Ram defense was so good at the start of the game, and it is just absolutely flipped. And a front that was controlling the line of scrimmage. You can see that. Look at the first 6 rushes, just 1 yard and 92 on the last 8. And it really looks to be just a real simple adjustment of we're not going with the outside zone, we're going to go with the inside zone.
Second down and 3. It is Randall once again. Joseph Randall coming off a concussion. Second season out of Oklahoma State. Third down and 1 coming up.
And what I mean by that, the outside zone is going to put the path of DeMarco Murray more towards the end of the line of scrimmage, trying to get wide. The inside zone is going to bring him in and maybe even have a little bit more of a roll to it. And you're going to stay between the tackles. That is the play that's been giving this St. Louis front fits since midway through the second quarter.
Two tight ends set. Murray in the backfield, third down and 1. And Murray is stopped. Breaking through to make the tackle, Jolan Dunbar.
We talk about penetration every time. That's exactly what happens here. Greg Williams decides to go with a lot of big guys right up front. Cannot let anybody come through the line of scrimmage on short yardage. Greg Williams just put so many guys up on the line of scrimmage, he didn't have enough guys to block him out of it.
That's a big play by Jolan Dunbar right there to hold him to this field goal attempt.
A 40-yard attempt. And Bailey's kick squeaks through just inside the right upright. Sets a new Cowboys franchise record. He's hit 28 in a row. Cowboys pull to within 1. Welcome back. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Cowboys have scored the last 20 points.
Just, you hear about college basketball and the game being defined by runs and streaks and scoring, and here we have an example of that at the NFL level. It's unbelievable the difference in the first part of the game and the second part of the game up until this point.
Huge memento this way.
Chris Gibbons takes it out.
Good job by Dwayne Harris right there. Don't overcommit and chase. Do your job. You're outside contained.
Austin Davis and the Rams offense back on the field, leading by 1. 1-point Rams lead. Late third quarter. Rams dominated in the first quarter. They led 21-0 late in the second as Davis fires downfield and Quick makes a spectacular catch in Cowboys territory.
Great coverage and a great catch right there.
Well, we've talked about the impact that he's made in the room as an inspiration to the guys, and there's a show of his athleticism.
$38-yard pass play. First and 10 from the Cowboys 44. And a big hole for Zach Stacy. Stacy to the Cowboys 28, gain of 16.
Just a physical running style by Zach Stacy. Even when you get down low on him, he still has the ability to run through you.
Their legs never stopped moving, did they? Strong man right there.
On the 28, it is Stacy once again.
Moving that pile.
And after he gets hit initially, they got 6 or 7 hidden yards. He's just pushing the whole pile back. You would think it would be the big guys, but Stacy's pushing the whole pile.
And among that pile, Bruce Carter, who is back in the game. He was evaluated for a blow to the head during the Rams' last possession. So Carter has returned. Stacy out, Cunningham in, 2nd down and 1. And Cunningham.
Well, we've talked a lot about Austin Davis today, and getting ready for this game, one of the things I read was, at Southern Miss, he broke some of Brett Favre's records, and you don't really understand the records he broke until you do a little bit of research. I mean, look at what this young man did at Southern Miss. You hear Brett Favre, you would think that Brett Favre had every big passing record still at his college, and Austin Davis was able to come in and break those. And as you pointed out, Kenny, is a walk-on 6th-string quarterback his freshman year.
3rd quarter winding down, the toss to Watts. And Trey Watts takes it down to the Cowboys 10. There is a flag.
Holding. Offense number 81. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 1st down. This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
That's on Kenny Britt. 3rd quarter comes to an end. Rams led 21-0, 68 yards. Romo to Bryant. 1-point game. We start the 4th quarter in St. Louis. Rams had a 21-0 lead. Cowboys have scored the last 20 points. Rams went for it on 4th down in their last possession. Instead of attempting a 28-yard field goal, they were stopped. Then the Cowboys were held to a field goal on their last drive deep into Rams territory. So it's a 1-point game. 1st and 17 following the holding penalty on Britt. This is Stacy, and he spun around. Wrapped up by Jeremy Mincy.
Well, they're definitely sticking with the run, Darryl.
Yeah.
1st and 17. Let's run the ball.
The workhorse on this one.
Yeah.
Just to wrap up your point on Austin Davis and Brett Favre, they've actually spent time together. They've worked out together. They share an agent, Les Cook. And Brian Schottenheimer was Favre's offensive coordinator with the New York Jets, now working with Austin Davis. A couple of connections. 2nd down and 16. As Davis throws, and going up to make the catch is Austin Pettis.
Great pickup by the blitz of that offensive line. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it was very well done.
They impressed me, and also, check this out right here. They're going to bring the 2 linebackers on the backside. Everybody gets involved.
But the coordination between Joe Barksdale and Zach Stacy, you would have thought that Joe Barksdale would have sat inside on the linebacker and Zach would have been out on the edge rush from the secondary, but the recognition and the way they work together, very impressive.
Zach's like a hybrid fullback tailback there.
Davis on 3rd and 3. To the end zone, bobbled and dropped by Jared Cook.
You can see Austin Davis like, what happened? What happened? What? I mean, this is a well-thrown ball. Jared Cook's just got to finish. It's got to make the catch. Does everything right. Runs around, gets a separation, but can't bring in the catch.
These defensive backs, man, they're just giving them too much cushion. Always 1-2 steps behind.
28-yard attempt. Greg Sirline. Donnie Hecker places it down. Furlong's kick is good. So the Rams add to their lead, 24-20. Early fourth quarter here in St. Louis. Rams thought they had a touchdown, but Jared Cook unable to make the catch, settled for 3. And now lead the Cowboys 24-20. Dwayne Harris deep for Dallas.
There'll be a couple of missed opportunities by the St. Louis Rams here. That fourth down and then an opportunity for a touchdown that turns into a field goal on that last drive.
Harris takes it out. And he's knocked out of bounds now. While we were away, some fireworks on the Rams sideline.
Yeah, emotions bubbling over again on the sideline. Jared Cook walking by, and Austin Davis coming up, shoves him to the side. Now here's William Hayes coming in. I don't know why you would have shoved your quarterback out of the way. I don't know if William Hayes is stepping in there because, you know, he's upset that you hit your quarterback. But hey, you made a mistake. You had an opportunity for a big play in this game, and you didn't finish it. You didn't get the touchdown catch, but that's on you. That's not on anybody else. So at least they're sitting down getting this thing worked out.
And now the Cowboys start from their 16-yard line. Cowboys had scored 20 consecutive points prior to that Rams field goal. Romo on first down. Inside handoff to Murray. Bounces it to the outside. And is tackled from behind by Laurinaitis. There is a flag.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 82. Penalties, 10 yards, half the distance from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
Jason Witten. Cowboys keep it on the ground, and Michael Brockers is right there to make the tackle. Murray down at the 10.
Staying on that path, and eventually you've got to make that cut back into the defensive front. And right as DeMarco Murray does that, Michael Brockers is there waiting for him. They seem to have got their issues corrected on the sideline from that more interior run game that Dallas has been using so effectively since midway through the second quarter.
Empty backfield, second down and 16. Romo's pass caught by Bryant, but he gains only 3 as tackle is made by Rodney McLeod.
Good open field tackle by Rodney McLeod right there. Des Bryant, a big physical wide receiver. Not much after the catch.
They're going to kick. Yeah, this defense is no defense. Switched out the whole defensive line, some linebackers. They almost caught him right there. Tony Romo gave him a break by going and delaying this.
Now the Rams defense is set, third down and 13. Romo out across the 25, picks up a first down.
Well, we've talked about where he's at physically right now. That's a gutsy play by Tony Romo because he's checking the down markers as he's moving it up the field. He knows if he slides at the end of this, he's going to be short. He puts one more wiggle on right here. Makes Alec Ogletree miss in the open field, then goes forward to make sure he gets the distance.
He needed 13 yards. He gained 15.
That's some veteran savvy right there.
Yeah, early that run, boy, he glanced right over at the sideline, knew where he had to get to.
Play clock at 2. Murray out across the 30. Time for a game break to Los Angeles. Joel Klatt. Joel. Thanks, Joel. Saints look for their first win of the season. 10.5 remaining, fourth quarter. Rams by 4. Second down and 9. This is Murray. Aaron Donald, the rookie first-round pick out of Pitt. Brings him down for a loss of 5.
Yeah, he's going to be a heck of a player. Very explosive on the inside. Undersized, but a tremendous leverage player. They just keep stringing this out. He clogs everything up in the middle, keeps working down the line.
Nice job of staying on his feet.
We're down in 14. Romo, a pump fake. Now he throws out to the 45-yard line for a first down. Terrence Williams, 20-yard pass play.
Nice blitz pickup again from this offensive line. They bring a defensive back out from the outside. Top of your screen.
And the bottom.
Yeah. Picked up very well. Jason Witten, you know, he can block.
But that's back-to-back third and longs, Tony, that the Dallas Cowboys have converted on this drive. The Rams defense doing everything they can right on first and second, but not finishing it on these third and longs.
White clock at 2. First and 10 from the 45-yard line. It's DeMarco Murray. And Murray gets tripped up. Gains a couple. Joel Dunbar made the tackle with 8.5 to play.
Very similar stats to what Tony Romo had last week in the victory against Tennessee, as they strive for this balanced attack. And after a slow start, DeMarco Murray having a nice afternoon. That one big touchdown catch by Dez Bryant pops his stats up.
68 yards. Second down and 9. Romo, another pump fake, hit as he throws. And there is a flag. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver, Janoris Jenkins on the coverage.
And the Rams have let Janoris Jenkins go man-to-man on Dez Bryant several times through the course of the afternoon. But really what makes this throw is the ability of Tony Romo to get this ball out with defenders hanging on top of him. Watching the pocket, everything collapses. It's a double move.
Pass interference. Defense. Ball in place with the spot of the foul. First down, Dallas.
Janoris Jenkins never gets his head back around. He's right on Dez Bryant's back. Afterwards, they congratulated each other, as you can see. Nice job. Congratulations.
Cowboys goose gained 33 yards on the penalty. From the Rams 20 on first down. Here is Murray. Murray up the middle after the hesitation. As he makes something out of nothing, gains 2. Second and 7. That's Escobar on the slot. Romo on second down, looking. Now throws to his right. It's Murray out of the backfield. Ogletree and Dunbar the tackle down at the 12-yard line.
They got to get some compliments to this Dallas Cowboy offensive line here, too. Tony's talked about the blitz pickup, the coordination with running backs and tight ends and the big guys up front. But this is a very, very good defensive line for the St. Louis Rams with the ability to roll in fresh bodies. And when they've been rushing 4, which sometimes they can take over a game, they are that good. This Dallas offensive line has been hanging in there.
The defensive line without Chris Long. 11th play of the drive for the Cowboys. 3rd down and 2. Romo on 3rd down. Over the top, touchdown, Terrence Williams.
That's just great play design by formation, understanding what the defense is going to play inside the red zone and having the man-beater route up. And it's really kind of won on the release by Terrence Williams. It's going to be so hard for everybody to defend as everybody's clearing out this way. Look at all the traffic E.J. Gaines was going to have to run through, and he just can't get there in time.
Second touchdown of the season for Williams. The Cowboys have their first lead of the game. Cowboys have scored on their last 5 possessions. 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Romo to Williams. Dallas by 3. Terrence Williams with the touchdown reception. Cowboys, who trailed 21-0, now lead by 3. An 11-play, 84-yard drive. Cowboys have scored on 5 straight possessions, and Tony Romo ties a couple of Hall of Famers. His 212th career touchdown pass, matching Y.A. Tittle and our friend and colleague, Terry Bradshaw. Chris Gibbons on the return for the Rams. Out across the 20. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Cowboys celebrate. It's their first lead today.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online.
.06 remaining, 4th quarter. Rams take over, trailing for the first time today. They start from the 21-yard line. Davis on first down. It's picked off by Bruce Carter. And Carter takes it in for a Cowboys touchdown.
Wow, what a terrible time for Austin Davis to learn a valuable lesson. He's got pressure in the pocket. You cannot throw it into the middle of the field.
Carter's just sitting there waiting on this ball right here.
Bruce Carter here on the right. Now watch as the pressure comes in, and he's just going to kind of float it right into the middle of the field. Does not see Bruce Carter sliding in from his pre-snap position.
Bruce Carter did see Zach Stacy trying to sneak out there, knowing that he's the go-to guy when the pressure comes.
First NFL touchdown for Carter, who was injured earlier in the second half. He was evaluated following a blow to the head. Carter takes it to the end zone. The Cowboys, who trail by 21, now lead by 10. Each team with a defensive touchdown. Bruce Carter with the interception and the score for the Cowboys. Dallas has scored 34 points in the last 26 minutes, 9 seconds. Chris Gibbons back deep for the Rams. Gibbons takes a knee. Time for a game break to Joel Klatt in Los Angeles. Joel?
All right, Kenny, let's head to Philadelphia. Kirk Cousins, first start of the season. He's going to find former Eagle Deshaun Jackson, 81 yards. This one's all tied up, and Deshaun Jackson's going to give a little Eagle love to the fans in Philadelphia. He got booed. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
No, Joel. I don't believe the Eagle fans would boo him for doing that.
They'll boo him for just coming to the stadium.
That's all they've been doing is booing.
What a game in Philadelphia. What a game here in St. Louis. Rams had a 21-0 lead. Now trail by 10. As Davis throws, the catch is made by Cook. And Jared Cook makes it out to the 30, close to a first down.
Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer showing some confidence in Austin Davis. He has the critical interception on that last play, and he comes right back out and lets him throw the ball.
Second NFL start for Davis. Threw 2 touchdown passes in the first half, one to Lance Kendricks in the first quarter, and then 51 yards to Brian Quick. First play of the second quarter. Rams would score a defensive touchdown, take a 21-0 lead. Davis to Cook once again. Cook out to the 46-yard line.
Dallas not getting much of a pass rush with only 4 guys. A lot of time right there for Austin Davis to sit in the pocket and look downfield and find his receivers.
Austin's numbers today. Max Stacy, 68 yards on the ground. And Quick with the 51-yard touchdown reception earlier. Davis, Stacy. A.J. Wilcox made the tackle of the Cowboys. 49 with 4.5 remaining. Fourth quarter here in St. Louis.
The Cowboy defense just keeping everything in front, forcing Austin Davis to take those shorter routes.
2nd and 6. Davis again over the top to Stacy. Bruce Carter, first Cowboy there. Stacy picks up the first down to the Dallas 40. Eddie Cunningham replaces Stacy. 1st and 10 from the Cowboys 40. Davis fires downfield. He was looking for Givens. Brandon Carr on the coverage, no flags.
Working on the outside, finally get the opportunity to get the ball down the field, a deep in route to Chris Givens. Well played by Brandon Carr. You hear a few boos here. Fans thinking he got there a little bit early. Pretty nice day at the office for Brandon Carr.
Now 2nd and 10. Davis with time, throws. Lance Kendricks to the Cowboys 30, Carr to the tackle.
Lance Kendricks had to even make the umpire miss on that one, getting across the field.
Kendricks picked up the first. Down to 3:25 remaining. Rams trailing by 10. This is Cunningham. Again, it's Carter, who's been everywhere in the fourth quarter.
Not a lot of time. We need 10 points. Why they're running the ball right now.
10 tackles, a pick, and a touchdown for Carter. 2nd down and 5. As Davis fires, there is a flag. Claiborne with the coverage on Quick.
Illegal contact. Defense, number 24. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that's an easy call, even without the point of emphasis this year on illegal contact on the play on the outside. Morris Claiborne with the contact beyond 5 yards. You saw him with the hand to the shoulder pad to disrupt the route.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, unlike pass interference. So a new set of downs for the Rams from the Cowboys 20. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in St. Louis. Davis on first down. Catch is made by Cook. And he is knocked out of bounds inside the 5 by Wilcox.
And Cook has been wide open 3 or 4 times on this drive.
You ain't kidding on that one, Tony.
Unbelievable. I mean, there's nobody even around him.
10 yards to the nearest defender at this stage, at that position on the field. Inside the 5.
His 6th catch of the day, good for 16 yards. 1st and goal from the Cowboys 4.
Got Kenny Britt at the top of the screen, working one-on-one with Morris Claiborne.
Empty backfield. Cunningham split wide to the right. Davis looks end zone. He throws, and it is broken up. Pass intended for Kendricks. It was Anthony Hitchens who got a piece of it.
Up at the top of the screen, I think it's a matchup they've been looking at during the course of the afternoon. If they can get one-on-one with Morris Claiborne, you've got your big physical receiver out there, but you're running the inside route instead of the fade. Anthony Hitchens getting his hand on that throw to the inside.
Second and goal. Davis looking. And now he fires it out of bounds.
Well, we've had a lot of long drives this afternoon by both of these offenses. A credit to everybody out there in the field today. We talked about in the first half after that 15-play drive by the St. Louis Rams. So difficult, to be efficient that long, and both of these offenses have been able to extend double-digit play drives.
For the Rams, their fourth drive of at least 10 plays. Third and goal. Davis moving to his left, now throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Austin Pettis.
They had Benny Cunningham out to the right flat, and he didn't see him as he moved left. You're worried if you're going to have another opportunity to find somebody, but Benny Cunningham, 36, is going to release out to the right. Nobody covered him, but his protection breaks down. Austin Davis forced to go to the left.
Morris Claiborne on the outside decided to come inside, and they tried to recover there. Like we said, man, this whole drive, receivers have been wide open all the way down the field.
Third line of the extra point. Rams pulled to within 3. Third touchdown pass of the day for Austin Davis. Back in St. Louis, 3-point game. High emotions on both sides.
Yeah, they've bubbled over a couple of times on each sideline. Des Bryant, DeMarco Murray there right at the end of the first half. And then after an opportunity for a touchdown catch, Jared Cook getting a little bit hot on the Rams sideline. This isn't an emotional game. You've got to keep them in check. You don't want to be divisive. You don't want to be a distraction to your team.
Now, what do you do here if you're Jeff Fisher?
I play it by rule. I've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. I'm kicking it deep. My only concern is my defense has not stopped the opponent's offense the last 5 series. And for you Rams fans that were watching that last drive, I thought Brian Schottenheimer called a good series down the field to get the touchdown. You might have been wanting it to happen quicker, but you look at the time right now, and everything worked out well. So I thought that offensively they managed it well. They didn't panic with a young quarterback in that situation. I like the decision right there by Jeff Fisher to kick it deep, and you challenge your defense. Listen, you haven't stopped these guys in the last 5 series from getting points. You have to do that on this drive, or we lose.
There's Brian Schottenheimer on the sideline getting his offense together, saying, listen, when we get that ball back, we got to be ready to go.
So scores on 5 straight possessions and 2 big pass interference penalties committed by the Rams defense, leading to 2 of the Dallas touchdowns. Rams with all 3 timeouts. 2:36 remaining. Not much.
And it's so easy to get too conservative here as a play caller. You don't want to come out and go run, run, run if you're Scott Linehan for the Cowboys.
And also you got Greg Williams, defensive coordinator for the Rams. He's known to take some chances. And if he wants to take some big chances right now, it could cost him. So we'll see what happens.
Rams is their first time out this October. History will be made as baseball's postseason moves to America's new sports network. Fox Sports 1 is your new home for baseball's National League Division and Championship Series. It all begins October 3rd. Cowboys with a 3-point lead. In franchise history, Dallas has never won a game in regulation after trailing by 21. Cowboys have come back twice to win in overtime after falling behind by 21, including your last game, Darryl, back in '99 against Washington.
Yeah, able to find our way back out of a 21-point deficit in the second half and win in overtime.
Cowboys trailed this game 21-0. Off the fake on 2nd and 10. Romo in trouble. Down he goes. Sacked back at the 8-yard line. There is a flag. Eugene Sims brought Romo down.
Holding. Defense. 97. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Wow. Eugene Sims called for defensive holding. See if we can find him here.
This is going to be where the pressure comes from up the field. That is Eugene Sims. Oh, my goodness. They called him on the hold on that. I do not agree with that call.
Nah, he thought that he could have been like a whammer or a blocker coming from down inside. You're allowed to grab that guy.
Well, there's no play fake to him. So it's not like that situation where you do play action and you're allowed to tackle. But I tell you what, I did not agree with it. It didn't seem like a hold. I mean, it's a good play by him. Hey, you check it, you delay his release because you know that's the toughest guy to cover on that play. That's going to be your short, flat receiver on that bootleg. So I thought he played it great by actually disrupting that route and then going and getting the quarterback. I think that this is not a good call.
And now the officials have gotten together. They will have to put some time back on the clock. Both head coaches out on the field.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes 24 seconds. The clock will start on the snap inside of 5 minutes with this penalty.
Okay, watch 97 come free. There's your releaser right there. I mean, really? I think I would teach my defensive end to play that way.
Exactly.
Disrupt the release of the underneath route and then get upfield and get the quarterback.
Yeah, he could be blocking you.
But instead, a first down for the Cowboys on their own 25. Up the middle, it's Murray. Marco Murray out to the 32. He gains 7. And now the Rams will stop the clock once again. They use their second timeout. After the Rams took a 21-0 lead in the first half, it was 21-10 at halftime, and then Tony Romo would find Des Bryant 68-yard pass play. Cowboys pulled to within 4. And then in the fourth quarter, Romo to Terrence Williams, giving the Cowboys the lead, and then a 25-yard interception return for a touchdown by Bruce Carter. Cowboys by 10, and then Davis with his third scoring strike of the day to Austin Pettis. We welcome those of you who have just joined us. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa in St. Louis, where the Rams led 21-0 in the second quarter. Cowboys have come back. Dallas with a 3-point lead, 2:17 remaining. Rams have one timeout. Cowboys with the football. DeMarco Murray out to the 32, so it will be third down and 3 as the Rams use their final timeout. Murray has reached 100 yards for the third straight game. He joins Tony Dorsett and Emmitt Smith as the Cowboys who have rushed for 100 yards in each of the first 3 games of the season.
Now the clock will stop one more time at a 2-minute warning.
We welcome a new audience here in St. Louis. Rams have used their final timeout. The largest deficit overcome by a Cowboys team in regulation has been 20 points back in September of '83 in Washington. Twice the Cowboys have come back to win games in overtime after trailing by 21. That was their deficit today, but it's now a huge third down and 3 as the Rams will try and force a Dallas punt.
Yeah, everybody joining us just in time for the play of the game right here.
Romo out of the shotgun. Cowboys must get to the 35 for a first down, and they cannot. Pass intended for Lance Dunbar, so the clock stops at 2:11. Good time management by Jeff Fisher. Rams using all 3 of their timeouts, and now we'll get the ball back prior to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and you throw the pass incomplete, so the clock stops there, so they'll also get a stop at the 2-minute warning. They get what they want. Kendall Langford, number 98, with the pressure. You've got your running back against the linebacker one-on-one, and I think that big arm of Kendall Langford affected that throw of Tony Romo.
The Cowboys had scored on their last 5 possessions. This is only the 3rd punt of the game. First punt in the second half for either team. Taken at the 23 by Austin Pettis. Tries to cut it to the outside. And he is down at the 25 as we hit the 2-minute warning in St. Louis. Now there is a flag, a late flag at the end of the return.
During the kick, holding, return team, number 21. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, St. Louis. This is the 2-minute warning.
So Austin Davis in his second NFL start. Davis and the Rams offense on the field, trailing by 3. Austin Davis and the St. Louis Rams start from their own 14-yard line. His first career 300-yard game. It's his second start. It was a game-time decision. Would it be Davis? Would it be Sean Hill? Jeff Fisher went with Davis. Rams trail by 3. Davis hit as he throws. Pass was intended for the tight end, Jared Cook. Time for a game break to Los Angeles. Joel Klatt. Joel? Thanks, Joel. Mark Sanchez, the backup to Nick Foles in Philadelphia, the former New York Jet. 2nd and 10 from the 14-yard line. Rams led this game 21-0. They trail by 3 and have no timeouts. Davis to Jared Cook. Cook upended at the 22-yard line. Coming up limping is the man who made the tackle, Orlando Scandrick.
That's the second time he's had to take on one of these big tight ends for the St. Louis Rams.
Scandrick replaced by Sterling Moore. 3rd down and 2. Davis complete for Kenny Britt for a Rams first down out of the 26.
So you get that first down on this critical drive. Now let's see if the Rams try and stretch the field a little bit more vertically.
They have used all of their timeouts. Davis on first down. He fires downfield, and it is picked off by Morris Claiborne.
That secondary has struggled all game, but they come up with a big play there at the end to seal it up.
Morris Claiborne's in good position on this one, Tony. We've seen the guys get behind him a couple times. He's not going to let that happen on this one. Eyes on the quarterback. In the perfect position to make the interception.
4th career pick for Claiborne. The 2nd interception for the Cowboys today. So the Rams out of timeouts. Cowboys will be able to run out the clock. And for the first time in 878 regular season games, win a game in regulation after trailing by 21 points.
They fought through a lot this afternoon. You saw Jason Garrett right there. Morris Claiborne had been picked on during the course of the game, but comes up with the game-clinching play at the end.
So the Cowboys will look ahead to the home game against the Saints next Sunday. For the Rams, after blowing a 21-point lead, they'll have some time to think about it. Off next week. Next game in Philadelphia 2 weeks from today. So the Dallas Cowboys come into St. Louis Fall behind by 21. There's Des Bryant. Big 68-yard touchdown reception early in the third quarter for Bryant. Cowboys win it by the score of 34-31. We will return to St. Louis in just a moment. The game-clinching pick by Morris Claiborne. We'll be back.